How to live today, not tomorrow. Motivational story. James was always planning for tomorrow. A young man with big dreams, he believed his future would be brighter than his present. Every decision he made, what he ate, how he spent his time, who he spoke to, was based on what he thought would benefit him later. He declined invitations from friends, postponed vacations, and even put off pursuing his true passions. "I'll do that when the time is right," he'd say. But strangely, the right time never seemed to come. One rainy evening, James met an old man at a small bookstore. The man had kind eyes and a calm presence. They struck up a conversation, and before leaving, the man handed James a worn-out book titled Moments That Matter. "This book changed my life," the man said with a smile. "It reminded me to live now, not later." Curious, James took it home. That night, James read the first chapter. It told a simple story of a woman who worked her whole life saving for retirement. She dreamed of traveling the world but never did. When she finally retired, illness kept her bedridden. Her final words were, "I forgot to live." That line haunted James. He saw parts of himself in that woman, constantly waiting, constantly planning, but never truly living. The next morning, James did something different. He turned off his alarm and watched the sunrise from his window. For the first time in years, he wasn't in a rush. He made breakfast from scratch, savoring every bite. When his phone buzzed with a reminder for a meeting, he smiled and replied, "Can we reschedule?" Then he called his childhood friend he hadn't spoken to in years. "Let's catch up," he said, and they laughed like old times. Over the following weeks, James began embracing the present. He took walks without a destination. He volunteered at a local shelter just to feel the joy of giving. He wrote poetry again, something he hadn't done since college. He started saying yes to life, yes to adventure, yes to conversation, yes to now. And something magical happened. The more he focused on the present, the more alive he felt. One day, while hiking a mountain trail, James met a group of travelers. They shared stories, songs, and snacks. One of them asked, "What brought you here?" James paused, smiled, and said, "I stopped waiting for someday. I decided to live today." They nodded, understanding deeply. That night, under the stars, James realized life isn't something that happens after we reach a goal. It's happening right now. James's friends began noticing the change. "You look happier," they said. "What's your secret?" He told them about the book, the old man, and how he learned to value moments, not just milestones. Some were inspired and joined him on his weekend adventures. Others began writing, dancing, and reconnecting with their own forgotten passions. Slowly, a ripple effect of now began to spread. Years later, James found himself back at that same bookstore. The old man was there again. A little grayer, but just as kind. James walked up to him and said, "That book changed my life." The man chuckled and replied, "It's not the book, my friend. It was always inside you. You just needed a reminder to live." James nodded, his heart full. He bought 10 copies of the book that day, to give away, to plant seeds in others the way the man had planted one in him. Today, James lives with purpose, not pressure. He no longer waits for a perfect future. He dances in the rain, sings loudly in the car, and tells people he loves them today. His story teaches us a simple but powerful truth. The present is not a waiting room for the future. It's the only place life actually happens. So don't wait. Don't postpone joy. Live today, fully, bravely, and with all your heart. Thank you for listening. Everyone, please like, share, subscribe to my channel.